Ming Tao is here today. Third board, nice to have you here. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Start of another
Yes.
week. And you've got several points that we want to talk about today.
Right.
And among them, I spoke on the Select Audit Task Force, and you wanted to elaborate more on that as well.
Yeah, right. This is like an audit committee, and this is a committee before that we have PCM hire the external auditor, KPMG, and they will sign the engagement letter with the KPMG and come to audit themselves. So this is really not, there's some kind of conflict of interest. Most companies do have this third party, the independent audit committee that will sign the engagement letter with the auditing firm and then make sure they do what they want them to do and audit according to the scope they want it to be. So we, I asked KPMG last year, they said we are the only company that doesn't have the audit committee. All of their clients all have this audit committee.
Okay.
So it's just pretty important that we have this independent audit committee. And right now they've decided we passed a GRF meeting, so we want have each individual board have one representative, and then a third one, and the fourth one will be one person at large. It will be either the GRF president or the GRF treasurer. So the whole purpose is just to be independent.
Okay. And then it will work with KPMG? Is that,
yes, right. This committee will define the scope of work for audit and engage the KPMG instead of in the past it was PCM.
Okay.
Yes, right.
All right. And you also wanted to, there's several things on the board meeting coming up tomorrow. And we've talked about a couple of these things many times, the concept of one traffic rules for the community, which makes perfect sense.
Yes, right. Yes, it right now it doesn't make sense. You know, depending on which road you're driving, you have different rule, different fines. So they're gonna have one rule, one board, one traffic rule. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and another thing that I want to mention is the tomorrow we probably will be approve a we call third board operating procedure. Basically, this is an old procedure we had within third about 3 or 4 years ago that give the board the authority to be more proactive on the third party vendor contract.
Okay.
Right now, we basically approve the funding and then we don't hear about it. And now, as a new board coming up, we think we need to take more proactive role. So we'll work alongside with PCM and go through the bidding list and go through the bidding process. That's probably something will happen tomorrow too.
Okay.
Yes.
And a couple other things been talked about a lot really over the last year. Solar panel fundings and for the multi-story buildings.
Yes.
And then one of the more difficult things, in other words, to implement fairly is I know you folks have been looking at electrical vehicle charging.
That one is we've been talking back and forth.
And that's a difficult one.
It's very, very difficult. I think United has the same issue here, and I think because it's something new, and we figured that we got to start with something and then change it, and that's why we said we need to have a rule to establish first, and then change it. It's just that there's no perfect rule, and who's paying for the station, and how are we gonna do it? It's just a lot of issue there, but gotta start somewhere. So that's what we're tackling.
All right.
Yeah, right.
And then the third landscape committee, and you wanted to give us some highlights on that.
Yeah,
your meeting was in December.
Yeah, it was not landscape. It was the meeting, the December board meeting. And one thing that happened was that we did something about the garage. Before we have the rule, you have to select the certain matching color for the garage. So we changed the rule. Say some of them they have installed their own garage with manufacturing guarantee for so many years.
Right, the garage doors.
The garage doors. Yeah. So if you paint it, the warranty
it does. Yes.
So we have changed it just first started out with a single unit garage door. If your color is white or off-white, now you can get to keep it without if the house is scheduled to be painted, you can keep your original garage not being painted.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. If you paint those,
The warranty
yeah.
void. Yes, that's right.
Yep.
Yes. Another one that is on the our trend for assessment, delinquent assessment has going up. So we've been talking about how can we collect more money, and like last year we spent about 180,000 delinquent expenses because people are not paying their
Wow,
assessment. So one thing we talked about is that shut off their TV services. So this we have to work with GRF.
Right, exactly.
Yes, so GRF has agreed if we put these people on delinquent list and put on their list and give it to them, they will put down on their consent calendar and take their service off. That's
All right.
one way maybe we can get.
Yeah, because Third
yes.
and or United cannot do it on their own. They don't control the cable, so to
Right,
speak.
right.
It has to go through GRF.
Right.
right.
But there's some legal procedure we have to still have to, no different than delinquent collection. We have
Right.
to go through procedure in order to put them on the off list.
Exactly.
For TV sex. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember
Yeah.
them talking about that at their meeting. So,
Yes.
you know, we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
And also, I know you wanted to talk about reverse mortgages.
Yes.
And there are a lot of people in this community who wish they had access to that.
Yes. I think almost every single board gets requests. Why especially Third? Because we used to be able to get reverse
I remember
mortgage.
that.
Yes. And why we cannot get reverse mortgage? A lot of people having trouble, and they think reverse mortgage is a good way. And in order to get a reverse mortgage, the Third Mutual needs to be FHA certified. And we used to be certified back in 2011. Our certification expired in 2011.
Okay.
And but then because of the financial trouble that we have, a lot of the reverse mortgage company folded and a lot of uncollectible debts. So FHA changed their ruling.
Yes, they did. They got much more tight.
Yeah, right. So fourth thing that we are not qualified for certification, it says you cannot have the first right of refusal, and which we do. You cannot verify, you cannot have income restriction, and we do. And then you cannot have asset restriction, and we have requirement. And then you have, I don't remember the fourth one, age restriction. There's four limitation that prohibit
so that
us.
pretty much
Right,
takes away here.
Right,
yeah.
but we've been getting because their rule change almost every year.
Yeah,
So we've been getting a lot of requests. So we have this financial advisor. His name is John Davis, and his background is business attorney, bankruptcy attorney. So he's very familiar with this subject. So he's gonna check into the new requirement, 2015 FHA requirement, and see. Because we know one thing on the first right of refusal might not be a restriction anymore.
Okay.
So we're gonna check the new rule and see whether is there any way we can work around with the reverse mortgage company. But yeah, important thing is, as I mentioned, our trend of delinquency has gone up. Most of them are the reverse mortgagees.
Really?
Yes, because they were borrowing more than they're in the water.
Yeah.
All of them.
Very
so
interesting.
we have to protect HOA, protect the board, but yet then looking out for the community. So we are checking into it, and thankfully we have this expert that can help us check into it. And then once he will report out on his finding. Well, I'll let people know.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
because I remember them being able to have it before, so now you
Yeah.
explained
Yeah.
why they can't. So,
Yeah.
as you said,
Yeah.
the rules change or get slightly modified
Yeah.
on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you look at it anew each year.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to
course,
mention
yeah.
about the third dry rot issue. You've heard, third have
Right.
dry rot issue, and then back in 2011 and 2012, we had the dry rot inspection, and we found a lot of dry rot. We did not have money to pay for, so we didn't do anything for 2 or 3 years. And last year, mid I think July, we finally found this using disaster fund or unauthorized fund was but anyway, we found some money, so we appropriate 1.1 million to fix those inspection and found those dry rot problems.
Okay.
And this last month, we just found we have our dry rot has a lot more. We might need even another million or $1.5 million.
Oh, wow.
We don't even know. So now the problem is we have limited fund, and so we need dry rot is a serious problem. We need to make sure we have the fund to take the look, the whole community, whole third community,
Right.
to make sure we don't prevent the problem, fix the problem. So right now we're going through prioritize our current project, and we try not to increase our assessment, but try to prioritize the projects so we can get money for the more urgent,
Right,
especially
exactly.
dry rot. That's, yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Well,
okay.
yeah, I know we'll keep people up to date on that.
Yes, yes.
And it's an ongoing problem,
Yeah,
and it's at least good that the problem is being tackled, and fortunately it's bigger than you thought, but
yeah.
once we get some real numbers in there, then you can go forward with that.
Yeah. So that's why, prioritization is the key. because-
Exactly.
Yes, right, yeah.
Well, good to have you on today.
Okay.
And I want to mention that, of course, tomorrow is Third's monthly meeting, and that will start at 9:30 in the boardroom, and we'll televise that.
Yeah.
And of course, Wei Ming will be downstairs, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Nice meeting you.
You take
Nice
care.
to be here.
Here's, he'll get you.
Yeah.